Hello students, welcome to e-learning platform of Cambridge International School, the SUA for grade 11 commerce for the subject of accountancy. Hello students, this is Kamaljeet Sharma, your accountancy teacher. This session is related with the subject of accountancy for grade 11th commerce. Students, in the last session we have solved few practical problems related to the topic of accounting equation. Today we will solve few more equations. I hope this session would help to solve all the practical problems given at the end of the chapter in your book Double Entry Bookkeeping by T.S. Grewal. Today we will continue this chapter of accounting equation. So let's recap the treatment of incomes and expenses. First of all, we will discuss about the incomes. Students, if there is income earned and received, the effect on this transaction on the accounting equation would be increase in cash and increase in the capital. The second one is income earned but not received. The effect of this transaction over the accounting equation is increase in assets and increase in capital. The third one is income received but not earned. In this case, the effect would be increase in cash, that is increase in asset, and increase in liabilities also, because income received but not earned is a liability. It is the income received in advance for the work to be done in the future. So again, I'll discuss income earned and received, increase in cash and increase in capital. Income earned but not received, increase in asset, increase in capital. Income received but not earned, that is increase in cash and increase in liabilities. Now come to expenses. Expenses if paid. The effect on the accounting equation would be decrease in cash because expenses are paid in cash. It will also reduce the capital, decrease the capital. The second one is expenses outstanding. Expenses when due but not paid become outstanding expenses. Since expenses are incurred, so it will increase our liabilities. But expenses also have effect on over the capital, so it will reduce the capital. So effect would be increase in liabilities and decrease in capital. Next is expenses prepaid. Expenses when paid in advance are called expenses prepaid. Since cash is paid, so it will reduce the cash. But the benefit to be flow in the near future, it is treated as an asset also. So the effect would be decrease in cash and increase in asset. So I'm again summing up the treatment of expenses. Expenses if paid decrease in cash and decrease in capital. Expenses when outstanding increase in liability, decrease in capital. Expenses when paid in advance, that is prepaid, decrease in cash and increase in assets. Then there are some special expenses which we have discussed in the previous slide. Number one is interest on capital. Since interest on capital is not paid to the proprietor, so it will have no effect on the accounting equation. Interest on drawing is also an income for the business, but we are not receiving the interest on drawings from the owner, from the proprietor, so it will also have no effect over the capital. Depreciation. Depreciation is the reduction in the value of assets due to normal wear and tear and expected obsolescence, means outdated in technology. So depreciation will have effect decrease in asset and decrease in capital. I repeat once again, the treatment of special expenses. If there is interest on capital, no effect on capital. Then interest on drawing, no effect on capital. Then depreciation, decrease in assets and decrease in capital. Let us start the first question. We have to prepare an accounting equation by using first transaction is Ramu started business with cash. It means cash comes into the business and it is introduced by the proprietor, so it is capital. The effect is increase in cash and increase in capital. Then purchased goods for cash for rupees 27,000. It means goods were purchased on cash, means cash will go out of the business. So 27,000 will be deducted from cash, but same 27,000 will be added back to stock because the goods comes into the business. We have purchased the stock worth rupees 27,000. Now the next is purchase goods on credit from Keshav rupees 11,000. These are credit purchases. In credit purchases, no cash goes out of the business. So that's why we will add rupees 11,000 in the stock as well as on the liability side in the form of creditors. No cash goes out of the business. The final effect is add 11,000 in stock and same 11,000 added in the creditors. Then sold goods costing rupees 5,000 for cash rupees 6,000. Goods worth rupees 5,000 sold for 6,000. It means there is a profit of rupees 1,000. So students, we will deduct 5,000 from our stock because stock worth rupees 5,000 goes out of the business. But it will fetch rupees 6,000 as cash. So 6,000 will be added back to the cash. Now there is a profit of 1,000 ultimately goes to the owner, ultimately goes to the proprietor. So 1,000 will be added back to the capital. Now sold goods on credit to Shamu. These two entries, E and F, are very important. Only because of these two entries, I have prepared this question. Sold goods on credit to Shamu. Goods were sold on credit, it is clear. But in the bracket there is written over here profit at the rate of 20% on selling price. Now the selling price is 7,500. We simply calculate 20% of 7,500. So 20% of 7,500 comes to 1,500. Now it is a simple transaction. We just calculated 20% on 7,500 and we get 1,500. It means the selling price is 7,500 and there is a profit of 1,500 included in it. So the cost price will be 6,000. So in this transaction we have to calculate the cost. So ultimately the result is goods costing rupees 6,000 sold for 7,500. There is a profit of 1,500. 6,000 will be deducted from stock. 7,500 will be added in debtors and 1,500 will be added as a profit in the capital. Now the next transaction is sold goods at the rate of 25% profit on cost for rupees 12,500 for cash. Now in this question we know the selling price, the sale price is given, but we don't know the cost, and the profit is also given on 25% given on cost. So in this transaction we have to follow the simple concept, that is let the value of the goods as X and 25% of X we will add on to it. So X plus 25% of X comes to rupees 12,500 and then the result would be the value of X comes to rupees 10,000. It means 10,000 goods worth rupees 10,000 sold for 12,500. So 2,500 is the profit. So 10,000 will be deducted from stock, 2,500 will be added as a profit in the capital and 12,500 will be added in the cash. Here is the solution. The first transaction is started business with cash 50,000. So 50,000 we will add in 50,000 cash and in the capital as well. Now the next purchases is goods worth rupees 27,000 purchase. So we will deduct 27,000 from cash and 27,000 added in the stock. The final result, the new equation would be 23,000 in the cash and stock 27,000 and capital remains at rupees 50,000, which means 50,000 of the asset side is equals to the liabilities plus capital. The liabilities plus capital collectively called equity. Now next transaction is credit purchases. Goods worth rupees 11,000 purchased, so it will add it to the stock. It will increase the stock. So we will add 11,000 in the stock, but since the cash is not given, not paid, so it is a credit purchase, it will be added back to the creditors. So we will add this amount in the creditors column. So final equation would be cash remains same as it is 23,000, but there is increase in stock with rupees 11,000, that is the new stock will be 38,000, and creditors 11,000, and capital remains the same at 50,000. The total of asset and liability sides comes to 61,000. Next is cash sale, which we have which is given in the question that goods worth rupees 5,000. So 5,000 we will deduct from stock and 6,000 we will add in cash. The final effect of rupees 1,000 as a profit will be added back to the profit, added back to the capital. So 6,000 added in cash, 5,000 deducted from stock, and 1,000 added in the capital. The new equation would become new cash 29,000, new stock 23,000, and creditors same as it is 11,000, and capital would become 51,000 after adding the profit. The next is credit sales. Credit sales, we have calculated the amount of profit. 20% of 7,500 comes to 1,500. It means 1,500 is the profit, 6,000 remains the cost, and 7,500 is the credit sale, amount of credit sale. So since it is a credit sale, no cash comes into the business, no flow of cash into the business. So 6,000 stock worth rupees 6,000 deducted from the stock, and 7,500 added in the debtors, and the effect of profit added back to the capital. So the new equation would become cash remains at as it is 29,000, but there is a decrease in stock and the new stock is 27,000, and increase in the debtors 7,500. Creditors remain the same, but there is increase in capital due to profit. It will become 52,500. Next is cash sale. Goods worth rupees 10,000 sold for 12,500. So there is a profit of 2,500. We will add 12,500 in the cash, deduct rupees 10,000 from the stock, and the 2,500 profit will be added back to the capital. So the final equation would become cash, new cash, that is 41,500, stock 17,000, debtors 7,500, and creditors remains as it is 11,000, and capital 55,000 after adding the profit. The total of asset and liabilities comes to rupees 66,000 on both the sides. Let's move to the next question. In this question, we have entries. First one is Rahul commences business with cash rupees 90,000. It is the same as it is. Now the next is these next all entries are new for you. That is purchased machinery for cash. Now machinery is not goods. It will not be added in a stock column. Machinery is an asset. Anything which is in the possession of the business and by the help of which we derive a benefit in near future is called an asset. So asset, machinery is considered as an asset. There is a separate column for machinery. So we will add 45,000 in the machinery column, but since it is a cash purchase of machinery, cash goes out of the business, cash flows out of the business, we will deduct 45,000 from our cash. Next is rent paid. Rent is an expense. Rent is paid out, the cash flows out of the business. So 1,500 will be deducted from cash, and all the expenses to be borne by the proprietor. The proprietor's account as capital. So we will deduct same 1,500 from the capital. Next is withdrew for personal expenses. Anything which is withdrawn for personal use by the proprietor is called drawings. Drawings may be in cash or in the form of kind. So here withdrew for personal expenses rupees 2,000. Here proprietors withdrawing rupees 2,000 in cash. So 2,000 will be deducted from cash, and the same 2,000 will be deducted from capital. Then the next is loan given to Raj. So we have a debtor in the form of Raj. We have given loan to the Raj. So 5,000 goes out of the business, cash flows out of the business. So 5,000 will be deducted from cash, and there will be a new column of Raj, loan to Raj of rupees 5,000, and added in that column. The last is depreciate machinery at the rate of 10% on cost. Depreciation is the reduction in the value of assets due to normal wear and tear. So the depreciation of machinery will decrease the value of the cost of the machinery. So the machinery cost of the machinery is 45,000. 45,000. We will calculate 10% on 45,000, which comes to 4,500. So we will deduct 4,500 from the value of the machinery. from the machinery column, but this depreciation is ultimately considered as an expense, so that's why it will be deducted from the depreciation. It is an expense of special. We have told you about the special expenses, so depreciation is the special expense. The treatment of depreciation is deduct from the concerned asset and same amount to be deducted from the capital of the owner. Now this is the solution. In the first transaction, same as it is the started business with cash, it will leads to increase in cash of rupees 90,000 and increase in capital with rupees 90,000. Both the sides, asset side and liability side, are equal. Next is machinery purchased, and it is clearly mentioned in the question that machinery is purchased on credit. So there is no outflow of cash out of the business. So there will be no effect over the cash. But machinery comes into the business, so we will add machinery 45,000 in the machinery column. Since it is a credit purchase of machinery, it will leads to increase in liabilities in the form of creditors for machinery rupees 45,000. There is no effect over capital. So the final effect of machinery purchased on credit is increase in machinery 45,000 and increase in creditors for machinery 45,000. The new equation would be cash 90,000, machinery 45,000, and on the liability side creditors 45,000 and capital 90,000, both sides equal with rupees 1,35,000. Next is rent paid. Rent paid is the amount of expenses when paid out of the business. There is an outflow of cash, so 1,500 will be deducted from cash. There is no other effect on the asset side. Since it is an expenses to be ultimately borne by the proprietor, and the proprietor account is capital account, so 1,500 will be deducted from capital also. So the new equation would be cash 88,500, machinery balance 45,000, creditors for machinery 45,000, and capital remains at 88,500, and both the assets and liability sides are equal. Next is drawing. Any amount withdrawn by the proprietor for personal use is called drawings. So say drawings book. 2,000 rupees will be deducted from cash because it is an outflow of cash. So 2,000, same 2,000 rupees will also be deducted from capital. So 88,500, the total cash is available is 88,500, and we will deduct 2,000 rupees from the cash as drawings, and same 2,000 will be deducted from capital also. The new equation would be cash 86,500, machinery 45,000, creditors for machinery as it is 45,000, and the capital remains at 86,500. The next is loan given to Raj. This is the loan given by the business to Raj. So Raj will become a debtor. So 5,000 rupees goes out of the business. It is an outflow of cash. So 5,000 will be deducted from cash. No effect over the machinery. Since it is a loan given to Raj, so Raj will become a debtor. So in the asset side, there is a new column of rupees 5,000 in name of loan to Raj. So the final effect is deduct rupees 5,000 from cash and added in the new column of loan to Raj rupees 5,000. No effect over any other liability or asset or the capital. The final equation would be the cash balance 81,500, machinery 45,000, loan to Raj 5,000, and on the liability side creditors for machinery 45,000 and the capital, that is 86,500. Next is depreciation. Now what is depreciation? Depreciation is the reduction in the value of assets due to normal wear and tear. So due to this depreciation, the cost of the machinery will fall. So there is a decrease in the cost of machinery with rupees 40,000, and it is clearly mentioned in the question that depreciation is 10% on the cost of the machinery. 45,000 is the cost of the machinery and 10% of 45,000 is 4,500. So we will deduct 4,500 from the machinery, and the same amount of rupees 4,500 also be deducted from the capital, because depreciation is also considered as an expense. So the final effect of the depreciation is deduct 4,500 from the machinery account as well as 4,500 from the capital. The new equation would be cash, it is a balance of 81,500, machinery the balance of 40,500, loan to Raj rupees 5,000, creditors for machinery 45,000, capital rupees 82,000 rupees. Both assets and liability side equals. Students, in this session we have done two more examples related to accounting equation. Today we deal with transaction related to drawings, calculation of profit on cost as well as calculation of profit on sales, depreciation, etc. I hope these examples will help you to understand the concepts of this topic more easily. It's homework time now. As we have done few examples of this topic, kindly revise all the concept and make yourself understand the utility of these concepts. Try to solve some illustrations as well as questions related to this topic from your textbook T.S. Garewal, and also try to solve few questions from NCERT, and these all questions to be solved in your homework notebook. Till then, stay home, stay safe, but study regularly.